And then we can make the real thing. Good evening. It is day 3, and after 15 hours, I think we're 15 hours into this project, and all I have to show for it is a mock-up that fits me like a dream. So today we're going to move on to the real fabric and make the real thing the exact same way that we made the mock-up. So let's get to it. I cannot believe I spent that long on a mock-up. So gingham is different from printed cotton, like the fabric I was using for my mock-up, in the sense that this pattern is not printed on the fabric, it is woven into the fabric. That means it's identical back and front, so I don't have to worry about a right side or a wrong side. However, this is a bit of a dizzying pattern. It's probably making my camera go all funky, and it can make your eyes go a little funky if you don't have it lined up properly. So because all my pattern pieces have curved seams, it's going to be really hard to match the pattern. But what I am going to do is cut out my pieces one at a time instead of on a folded piece of fabric, and make sure that those seams match as best as possible along that front and back seam by cutting out 2 exactly mirror image pieces, basting those together, and then stitching and seeing if when I open them up and press them, are they mirror image. Oh, this is totally a project of firsts. I have never made a bathing suit. I have never converted a dress pattern into a bathing suit or romper, but now I know I can, which is kind of dangerous information for me to have. Likewise, I have never tried to match a pattern quite like this. Thoughts and prayers. Let's do it.
And this is precisely what it looks like when you meant to take a time-lapse and accidentally shot in slow-mo. So much for my speedy fabric cutting montage. Enjoy!
So for the side front seams, I've laid my bodice front with the center front right here. And this is my side front matching the notches. That's sort of where this pattern piece needs to go in order for them to match up. But unfortunately, they have very different curves, and this is where the grain line needs to be. It needs to be straight, like so, as opposed to in line with the rest of the garment. So I may not be able to match up the side seams perfectly, but we're going to try and at least get those straight horizontal lines to match up. So line up the notches, line this up with the grain line, and just hope for the best. Okay, moment of truth. This is my side seam. Well, these mostly lined up. Mostly. That'll be tucked under. You won't even see that part. You know what? That's not bad. And I think because the print is so small, it's pretty forgiving. So I'm going to keep doing that same method of trying to match up my horizontal lines all the way around, and if they don't match up perfectly because of the curves, that's okay. Let's keep going.
I found it handy to trace the gingham pattern with pencil so that I could make sure when going from one pattern piece to the next, they all lined up along those horizontal lines. And once stitched together, looked a little bit like this. Repeat with the back pieces. I used a boatload of pins, obsessively making sure that all of those horizontal lines matched up, but you know what? I think it was worth it. Then I moved on to cutting out my facings and neckband pieces out of scrap fabric, and then I proceeded to cut out all of those pieces over again with lining fabric, and assemble them all in the same way as the other pieces. Moving on to the pleated neckband, this is my own addition, so I didn't have a pattern piece for this. I cut out 2 wide strips on the bias to pleat down. I started off pleating it at a right angle, but then very quickly realized this wasn't actually what I wanted it to look like. Mostly because I discovered when I lay the stay on there, it didn't actually line up. I switched to starting in the middle in whatever you call this pattern, and this worked quite a bit better, adding additional fabric on the ends when I ran out. I absolutely burned my fingers many times, so be careful if you're trying this at home. I then hand basted all of those pleats into place and then pinned it onto the stay. I then basted those together at the sewing machine so they could be one unit. trimmed off all of the extra bits, and then pinned it to the facing just like the pattern instructs. Once sewn together, trimmed, clipped, and pressed, I could now move on to attaching it to the front of my bathing suit.
I cannot believe how cute that turned out. This band was so much work. I don't know if I'll have the wherewithal to also make these for the hips, so this might be the only detail we get. I gotta get ready for bed. It is late, and I will come back to this another day for the final assembly. Okay, I'll come back to this. Good night. Good morning. It is day 3? 4? I don't remember. Can I get a fact check, please? Thank you. Okay. Anyways, so today I was about to stitch my lining onto the bodice front when I realized before I do that, I should probably make my boning channels. So on the lining side, I've just pressed all my seams over to one side as opposed to pressing them open. And then I can run a small row of stitches all the way along to keep that seam allowances down while also creating a boning channel. Very exciting news. My shoes came in to go with this outfit for the pageant. The pageant, the pagant, the pageant. I am so excited. So typically I try and thrift or buy secondhand as much as I can because there is enough stuff in this world. However, I was not able to find the exact thing I was looking for, so I ordered online these lovely little pumps. So these remind me of the original Barbie shoe, and I'm probably going to either remove this bow or cover it up with a matching pink gingham one to go with the outfit. So I'll be living my vintage Barbie fantasy. So in order to make that happen, let's get going.
Once my boning channels were all sewn, I moved on to attaching my lining to the bodice to ultimately encase all the raw edges.
So I've just basted the top neckline, sandwiching my band in there. We're gonna flip it right side out. I think that looks really good. And of course, this pattern does not call for a lining, so I'm adding extra steps, and then the little top band piece will still get whip stitched in over top of that. I'm gonna stitch that down for realsies and keep moving. So I want the side seam, the one that does not have the closure, to be all finished and nice on the inside. So in order to do that, I need to take my bodice right side up, this is the bodice front, and match it right sides together with the bodice back, lining up the lining on one side and the garment on the other. Nope, right sides together. There we go. I swear I have this figured out. Then I'm going to take my side seam along the fashion fabric, line those up, pin them together and stitch them together. And then avoiding that armhole, I'm just going to take my lining, matched up with where that seam starts, and stitch those together as well. And then I can flip the whole thing inside and those seams will be hidden. Ta-da! That is my side seam. So while I was stitching this together, I was also trying to line up the print. And you know what? It's going swimmingly. See what I did there? I'm sorry. Came for a visit? You want to say hello to the people? Come. Oh, let's say hello. Hello, people. Hello, people. Okay, so now that the whole thing is basically one unit, time to attach the neckband. Are you ready? No, you don't look very excited, Bo. Anyway, we're gonna carry on. Much like the slip stitching from the front band, I'm just pinning this into place for now, and I will hand stitch all of this later. I decided to leave these open, and I will attach them with a skirt hook at the back so that I can undo this without having to put it over my head.
Next, I attached my hook and loop strip into the lining, only to discover that it was dang near impossible to do up by myself.
Needless to say, very disappointed about that. I really don't think it's feasible for that to be one of the closures. And the only zippers I have a bunch of different colors, but the only zippers I have are invisible zippers. They are notoriously flimsy, and if I put this much tight pressure on it, it's gonna break, and I can't have that happen. So we're at the fabric store. Bo wanted to come for a car ride. Isn't that right? Yes.
So this is the fabric store location that is closest to me, and it's also the one that is closing. So let's hope they have a zipper. I'm gonna open the car window for a bow, and I'll be right back. Okay, so slim pickings in there. They were sold out of white metal zippers, but I was able to find a beige fabric and metal zippers. So hopefully that works. What do you think, Bo? Bo doesn't care. He doesn't care. Okay, let's go home. And before taking a much needed nap, I installed my zipper using a lapped zipper method, hopefully hiding the fact that it doesn't match.
Good evening, my friends. It is day 5. That's this many, and it better not be any more. Let's finish this garment tonight. Got it? Cool. I'm going to create a boning channel along each side of the zipper on the lining. Then I will cut out boning pieces using spiral steel boning. It's what I have, it's what I like. These are corset building materials and are quite flexible, and I find them quite comfortable. They can bend in every direction, but help keep those seams nice and straight. Then I will sew my inseam shut, so my little crotch seam, and hem the shorts. Let's get to it. Okay, y'all, this is what she looks like with the boning. I think it's doing exactly what it was supposed to do. I do have a couple of pins holding them from slipping out the bottom, but those will be stitched along the lining layer to keep them in place.
I marked my hem with pencil, very professional, and then took it to the serger to cut off all of the excess fabric and finish the edge of the seam. I gave the hem a good press and pinned it into place before taking it to the sewing machine to stitch it down for real.
Okay, my friends, she is hemmed. All I have left to do is a bunch of hand finishing stuff that I will do off camera. And then I will see all of you in the reveal. Good morning, it is pageant day. It's finally here. I'm in the parkade of the convention center. I've got my VIP pass and I'm here for the rehearsal this morning. I'll come back this afternoon for the actual pageant. I'll do my best to film a little bit inside, but I likely won't be able to chat to you too much. So I will show you my day as best I can. Wish me luck. I am so excited. So I will see you soon.
After the rehearsal in the morning, I ran home to do my hair and makeup and grab all of my outfits for the pageant. I did my hair the way that I always do it, except I made the front poof a little bit taller, and then I just did my regular stage makeup. I must say, I got quite close with this elevator. We saw a lot of each other. And without any further ado, from backstage at the tattoo show, here is the final look.
Hold on, let me try that again. Hello? There we go. Okay. Hello, my friends. It is the end of day 1. I did not film anything, so I will cobble together some footage that others took today at the pageant. I still have my giant hair flower on, and yes, I went to dinner in it, and no, I have no regrets. So I will see you back tomorrow for the talent and crown and all that great stuff. Today was so fun. My car is packed full of all my vintage and hangers and shenanigans. Yes, I had 1 drink. Can you tell? Good morning. It is day 2 of the tattoo convention and day 2 of the pageant. So I'm very excited. Today is the talent day and we will see who wins the crown. So wish me luck. I'm gonna go backstage and get ready.
Didn't capture any video of my dance performance, but I did capture this.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. Thank you, all of your contestants. Everybody, you guys were incredible this year. The competition was super steep. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for bringing your talent, your beauty, your charm, your brains, and everything else to the stage. It was just a real honor to be up here with all of you. So, without further ado, I would like to announce that the 2024 Miss Peg City Pinup winner is Miss Rosie! Congratulations, Miss Rosie!
Hello everyone! So it happened after getting home last night. I promptly got into the bathtub and ordered myself some McDonald's and had a very glamorous time. Still haven't processed all of the feelings. I'm still speechless. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Such a crazy feeling. I never thought I would be in a beauty pageant. I never thought I would be in a pinup pageant. I didn't know that that was a thing that existed. I didn't know that was a dream I could dream. And when those dreams come true, they don't feel so silly anymore. It's gonna make me cry. I didn't cry on the stage when my name was called, though I did have a Kleenex shoved in my gown just in case. Yeah, I'm definitely one of those. My feelings bubble up and spill out of my face. And it was such a whirlwind of a weekend and such an incredible moment. I worked really, really hard. Everybody did. You could tell every single person on that stage worked so hard to get there. And I'm so proud of everyone for what we got to put together for the pageant. So I will be on the judging panel for 2025. So if you are in the Winnipeg area, or if you're looking to visit and fly in for the pageant, please do so. We would love to have you in the Peg City Pinup Pageant. So I am now the reigning Peg City Pinup Queen of 2024. And yeah, I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. And I'm gonna cry again. Anyways, thank you so much for being here with me through this journey. It's been a wild couple of days. If you like what we do here, please feel free. If you like what Bo and I do around here, please feel free to subscribe and let me know in the comments how you feel about this two-part series. I know my videos can get a bit long and I haven't done this setup yet, so if this is something you'd like to see more of, please let me know. I do read each and every one of your comments and they mean so much to me. It just means a lot to me that you spend your precious spare time in my quirky little corner of the internet. So thank you for being here. It means so much. And I will see you next time. So, Bo, you're officially a prince. How do you feel? He's like, where's my crown, Mama? Okay, we'll get you one. We'll get you a crown.